Hello, everybody. We are back after a two week break of me dying. All right, I've
It's
been
true.
I've been dying the past couple of weeks. And my voice is still not fully recovered, as you might be able to hear. Also, my lymph nodes are definitely swollen or whatever, because it kind of does hurt to swallow a little bit. So, that
That good sickness.
yeah, I had an upper respiratory infection the past couple weeks, and I'm just really getting over it. So yeah, that's been fun. Yes, welcome to episode 166, Perpetual Backlog. After a 2 week break, we have very little to really actually talk about. We were gonna do a spoiler cast at some point, but I feel like that's kind of already went and over. People have talked about Seven like over the past
True.
couple of weeks.
Yeah.
No need to really do that. Yeah. As for video games I've played over the course of my sickness, I did get Dragon's Dogma 2. I have been playing it. It's actually pretty fun. I've actually almost maxed out my warrior, so I might have to swap a vocation here soon. I'm not far into the game. I've just been running around. Because that's
fair.
kind of what one does in this game.
Indeed.
What else? Well, I mean, we played Relinked earlier today.
We did, in fact.
Beat a little bit of Lucilius, and I will not do that fight ever again. Fought it once. Don't need to do it anymore. Don't need those sigils. Those sigils suck. What else have I played? I did get Rise of the Ronin. Rise of the Ronin is pretty good. Pretty good. Oh,
So, I'm not surprised, even despite Ralph's, I don't want to call it condemnation, but his apparent disappointment with the title. I figured that was still going to do it for most people.
you know what? I think Ralph. All right. I think he was just a little, I guess, beaten to death over the past month of open world stuff, because he obviously spent like 18 billion hours like the rest of us did in Final Fantasy VII.
Correct.
And just going from Final Fantasy VII to Rise of the Ronin, which is pretty much just open world Sekiro, or open world like Sekiro or Neo or something like that, and just having like the same open world like formula as most other open world games do. But that game's pretty fun. I think it's pretty fun. I haven't played too much of it, because like in most open world games, I get into that groove of just, I'm gonna do this on the map. I'm gonna do this on the map. There's a quest here.
Yeah, I'm guilty for that as well.
Story quest. Who cares? I'm gonna go capture this cat. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. You get to create two characters in the beginning of this game. You get to create your character and your blade twin. And then, spoilers ahead, you then get to choose, and this is like literally within like the first like 10 to 15 minutes of this game. You then have to choose which of them dies. So
hilarious. It's so funny to me. Like, clearly they're not dead because they had you literally make them, but what an amazing, spend all of this time. Okay, by the way, which one do you love more? Which one do you love more?
Yeah. I think one of the most hilarious things, the first boss in this game is Matthew Perry.
Commodore.
Yeah, Commodore Matthew Perry. And that motherfucker can fight. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
What a sentence that is.
That guy got some sword skills, and he mixes it up with like pulling out his pistol and stuff like that. He beat me. He beat me a couple of times.
I'm gonna fight the Commodore. Oh man, Commodore got hands.
Yeah, Commodore got hands. Another game I did play. I put an insane amount of hours into the Stellar Blade demo. Because of that game's that demo is really fun. Even to the point where I said, "Screw it, I'm gonna try this," and I was doing challenge runs of the challenge boss fight over and over and over again, all the way up to the point where I did a no-hit run of.
So you don't plan on picking this game up at launch, do you?
I probably do plan on picking this game up on launch. Yeah. Obviously, mainly for the plot.
Of course.
Yeah. Gameplay is pretty good though. Will I go through the game first try in the skin suit? Nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna challenge run the entire game right off the bat. I'm gonna go through it at my like leisurely pace. So, because I mean the gameplay, I think the gameplay it's really slow, but it's like methodical slow. Where it sucks when you're going up against multiple enemies, but 1v1 and bosses or whatever is pretty good. Oh. Whoa, what else? I don't think I've played. Yeah, I don't think I played anything. I was too busy being sick the first like week and a half. I did, however, last night before I passed out for like 8 to 10 hours or whatever. I did put together a new computer.
Hey,
so we are running off the new setup right now.
Let's go.
Which definitely runs Dragon's Dogma a hell of a lot better than it did with my old PC. Also, I feel bad for my old PC because after I put this one together or whatever, I had to strip a bunch of stuff out of that old PC because I'm still using like 2 fans from it. I'm using both my SSDs that I had from it, and I'm using the graphics card.
This is why we build our own computers, to save money. This is why.
And now from this PC, I can, if I ever want to upgrade like my CPU or anything like that, I don't have to worry about doing a full rebuild. The only thing I have to worry about is now maneuvering around my gigantic ass cooler.
It is massive. The D15 is no joke.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive. Like it's so big, I can't even put the second fan on it. So I mean, I think I could actually probably maneuver the fan around to put on it, but also I don't have enough slots for the fans or whatever. I don't have enough for like. There's not enough.
Oh, you'd need to get a hub. Okay.
Yeah, I need to get a hub. Because I have a fan in my case that I'm just not using or whatever. The back fan. I'm just not using the back fan because I don't have any slots open. So, but everything's pushing from the front to the back anyway, so it's just gonna go out the back. Yeah. I'll need to get a hub. We're kind of running off a GIMP setup for this podcast because all of my podcast assets are on my hard disk drive, which I didn't bring over to my new PC. Same with all my anime. So I ordered a SATA to USB cable. So that's supposed to come in tomorrow. So I can just transfer all that off of that onto my other I got like 90% through making this PC, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't transfer everything off of my hard drive. I was like, oh crap, and I was like, I'm not going back and redoing this. So
you live and learn.
But that's me for my past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I've been working a whole lot, so in between all of that, as has been said, I have managed to play a bunch of Relink. I have run through Lucilius 4 times now, 5. It's to the point where I don't really mind that fight, but I don't see the incentive to do it. I've seen plenty of people talk about those sigils and why they're good. You have to sell me on them harder because I still don't think that it's worth screwing up my current build for. I literally was doing this just to get people through it.
Yeah.
Other than that... Oh, Tekken. Yeah, we were just talking about this. I've been playing Tekken 8. It's in a state,
Yeah.
but fortunately that state mostly doesn't affect me. But there's a lot going on with Tekken. There's a lot going on with Bandai Namco. Did I say that correctly, or did I do the joke name?
No,
I said
you
correctly.
said it correctly.
So yeah, there's a lot there, but those are really the two I've been focusing on. If I've played anything else, it wasn't for an amount of time that mattered.
Hmm. Yeah.
To hear more about Tekken,
Later
stay
on.
tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah. We have like a small list of stuff we'll talk about. I guess a little didn't think. Oh, actually, you know what? I might have a previous thing because I think Little might have actually sent something one weekend, or 1 week. And I didn't read it because we didn't.
We didn't have a cast that week because you've been dying.
Yeah, but I have been dying.
Also, obviously, Lee can't be with us. She is terribly busy. She will be back sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Did I? Okay, no. I don't have anything. No, that was the last week we had a podcast, and I already did that one. Yeah. We'll get into our slight little news segment. Today we got a trailer for Star Wars Outlaws.
Hey,
and a release date. I actually went and watched the trailer. That honestly, that game kind of actually looks pretty good, at least from a story standpoint.
I knew that we got an announcement. I didn't realize there was a trailer, so I never watched it. But what I can say is the initial trailer they showed, however many months it's been, looked really good. It feels like, we're finally getting Star Wars games again, and not just Battlefield with a Star Wars coat of paint.
Yeah. It looked pretty good. The story actually looked pretty decent. There wasn't any gameplay really, or not my definition of gameplay. But it still looked pretty alright. It's coming out August 30th. That's a little unfortunate, actually.
Isn't that Black Myth Wukong?
That's Black Myth Wukong month. Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate because as impressed as I was with the initial showing of Outlaws, I'm not picking it up over Black Myth Wukong. What?
Black Myth Wukong
absolutely not.
Yeah, Black Myth Wukong comes out August 20th. So it comes out 10 days before. Which I mean, I guess is enough time. But
not spending $140.
Yeah, I was gonna say
for these two games.
Yeah, but not for $70 games. No, that's not. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't know. Maybe one of these are on Game Pass. Because if that's the case, then
I don't think Wukong is, because I think that has some Sony
that's PlayStation,
money
that's
backing it. And as for Outlaws is a Ubi game, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably not going to come out day one on Game Pass, but it probably will eventually make its way there.
Yeah, probably not. It doesn't say Game Pass on here, so. Well, unfortunate for Star Wars, I guess.
But hey, for Star Wars fans, this game frankly does look amazing, and I hope it's as good as it looks, because Jedi Survivor was amazing. I've yet to get to Jedi Savior. I'm sure it's in a better state than it was, as long as it's playable now.
No, Jedi Survivor is the second game. You mean Star Wars Jedi?
Oh, I guess Jedi Outcast was the first one.
No, it was just Star Wars. It was just Star Wars Jedi.
Whatever. Those two games. The first one, really good, super good. Definitely one of my favorite games of that year.
Fallen Order.
The second one, Fallen Order. You were correct. Fallen Order was amazing, and I loved literally every minute of it. I heard too many negative things about the release of its sequel, so I haven't touched it yet. I do plan to because I want to know what happens. So
I
could be a big year for Star Wars for me at some point.
I haven't beaten it yet. I got to a point and I couldn't beat this boss, and I was just like, you know what? I was just gonna put this down for now. Yeah. I mean, the Survivor was okay, but it definitely did have issues. So
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been all that if I just heard a couple people saying it, but there was enough like evidence shown. It just looked like it was in a poor state at launch. Something that needed to be a couple months held back, if not longer.
oh yeah. Ugh. Um. So Dollet,
So me,
I heard you talking shit. All right, and
hey yo,
we're gonna have to pull up at the Waffle House.
hey, run them hands. I'm ready. Yo, Harada, you ready?
Yeah. So Harada, people have been asking Harada to put Waffle House as a stage, the Waffle House parking lot as a stage in Tekken 8. And he went online and was like, "Why do people want Waffle House as a stage?" And then he was, then he was let known why.
It was so surreal to hear this. No, for a couple of different reasons. The first being that this is actually a pretty common request. Like, fighting game players, we want a Waffle House stage. It's in Mugen, it's in all of the creative fighters, but like we want a like AAA level Waffle House throwdown. And frankly, Harada, Tekken's pretty much the best idea. Though honestly, seeing that tweet was amazing because he genuinely took it like as a serious request, which is this is such a non-serious request. Like we mean it, but no one expects you to actually give it to us, and yet it seems we were heard, and he is at very least gonna draw up a proposal.
Yeah.
So Waffle House, balls in your court. And frankly, this would be a pretty big W for everyone. And Waffle House, let's be real here. You need a W. Tekken, let's be real here. Right now, you need a W. I'm just saying.
So what's going on in Tekken? What's going on in Tekken? What's the issue with Tekken right now?
Okay, look. Listen. For most people playing this game, they're going to hear all of these high-level players and all these professional players talk a whole lot about what's happening, and it will not matter to them. They'll pretend like it matters to them, like how it somehow makes their fights so much worse. You all ain't actually playing at this level. However, that is not to say Bamco is without fault. So let's go over what actually happened. Eddie came out. No L there. Actual W.
Yeah.
I don't care how much y'all hate that new haircut. I still think that shit's fire. And we get his old hairstyle. I'm not. Nah. Y'all need to chill off that. But Eddie looks great. Like in the least surprising thing in the world, he's a capo. People are having problems fighting a capo, so people are complaining. The game's faster. It's way more mix-up oriented. People are getting mixed, put in an absolute blender. I fought 2 today back to back. One of them was hot garbage, and I 3-0'd. The other one absolutely mixed me up. It was bad. I took 1 round. It was just not a good time. However, by and large, it's fine. He does have a couple of bugs with him, but that's probably more to do with a weird balance patch. He came out for $8, which is a little bit more expensive than people were thinking. But for a character, I'll pay $8.
Yeah.
For a character, everyone seems to be in agreement that yeah, we'll pay the $8. That's fine. The biggest thing that I saw in regards to Eddie is he starts at the beginner rank, which is not ideal. I saw some pros. They had like 100 game or 100 round win streaks. It was ugly. It was. No, that's not cool. I don't like that. Bring all DLC characters up to the floor of the account. Don't do that. Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now. I feel like there was another issue, but can't remember. Let's move on to the next point of order. Hey, Tekken has a battle pass now.
Oh. Here it's pretty bad.
Fucking weird. It's so weird. Like, I don't like the idea of a battle pass in a fighting game. Like, I'll pay for like a fight pass, couple characters and a couple stages, and you can take $30 from me. Sure, whatever. I don't like the idea of a battle pass. And on top of that, this battle pass is not great. So let's, as per usual, do a good, bad, good sandwich. Good. It's $6. That's hella respectable. If this were a good battle pass, I'm paying the $6 every time. That seems totally fair and reasonable. I understand that games cost a whole lot to make, and Tekken is a very, very pretty game. I would be happy to throw back. However, this is not a good battle pass. It's bad. It's real bad. There's lots of stuff ported over from Tekken 7, which is just not a good look. And like if we're taking the absolute piss from this battle pass, they literally have a blender sphere as one of the rewards. It is an unrendered blender sphere. It is kind of embarrassing. I don't know what's going on here. VDX had a comment in his comment section that might elaborate a bit on what's happening, but it's kind of hard to say. So that was good. That was bad. I'm out of good, so we're just gonna go with bad again. The $6, which is a fantastic price, is kind of misleading because it's going to cost you $10 to get. Again, not the most aggressive pricing, but it's using that dishonest tactic of it costs $6 worth of the in-game currency, but you can only buy
$10
in 5 or 10.
Yeah.
So like it's a couple of good decisions, absolutely mired by an egregious amount of really, really poor ones. I saw one theory that kind of makes sense. It's just a theory. I'm not here to make Bamco out to be sympathetic. This is some bullshit. But people are saying that with the possible failure of Blue Protocol in Japan, which is in and of itself a topic worth discussing, the electronic, there was some division that's revenue was down 96.5%.
Oh, it was a digital electronic department.
That's what it was. Digital electronic. That's a crazy number. And to be fair, this is having to follow up this year. Is having to follow up Elden Ring, which is absolutely nuts. Elden Ring and I think Armored Core counts as last year now.
Well, so, Armored Core was last year, yeah, and Elden Ring was the year before.
So the last couple of years have been really good, and they just couldn't keep up. They just couldn't. So people are suspecting that they're going to make up for that kind of steep loss through questionable monetization of their other series. And with Elden Ring not being ready to be out yet, and frankly, I don't know how you monetize that without having people literally come to your headquarters and just want to have a chat. It seems like it'll fall to Tekken, which is unfortunate because it's going to be a lot of really iffy times if that's true. And that's to speak nothing of the balance. The balance has been really interesting. Look, I don't know if you've been on Twitter on the Tekken side of things, but I sure have, and it's been fun.
All I know is that it's fun to go up against Azucena.
Look, I'm not gonna get into like all the nitty gritty. By trying to fix things, they kind of botched the job, and floor and wall breaks don't work in a way that most people understand, myself included. So there's always a chance of something that you thought should happen now doesn't, and it screws up your whole combo. I don't think this will really make a big difference in the lower ranks. Let me tell you, when I was leveling, people were swinging. So they're still going to be swinging down there. Lars is an actual casino character now. Like, I'll be honest, I have trouble fighting this character when he's not ridiculous. It seems like he's always allowed to press buttons, but now he legit just has a 50-50 that's actually brain dead. So that's fun. Hope that gets rolled back. And yeah, Azucena, who I think you and I both talked about when we just saw her trailer, she seemed like she was going to be absolutely toxic. Turns out she's absolutely toxic and a nightmare to balance. They genuinely nerfed this character, and it did not matter. They said, okay, if you do running, I think it's running 3-1, and you're and you don't hit, the 1 won't come out. So it's like, oh, cool. So you just sidestep her, and then you can punish her. Excellent, wonderful. Also, it's not as active, so you can actually sidestep now. It was a great nerf on paper. She now throws herself about all the way to the other side of the screen, making that move completely safe, and then she can just keep doing it. So that character is still a nightmare. I don't know what you're gonna do about it. Upside, the tech with the ranks that I'm at, Azucena still suck. So like, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it till I get past purple.
And then when you see one up there, you're gonna be like, "Oh God!"
It's gonna be a nightmare because she's just gonna mix me all day, and then she's gonna plus frame, counter hit, plus frame. I'm already terrified of Drugnov because I genuinely don't think you need too many brain cells to use him effectively. I've yet to run into one, which is a miracle. But I guess it's mostly because I keep running into so many eddies. And hey, for anyone who knows, I will own up to it now. I play Lily. It's not like my character isn't always pressing buttons, but Tekken's in an interesting place. I still think it's super enjoyable. I still think that like this, everyone screaming this game is dying needs to chill. That said, Evo's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evo Japan happens on the 24th, I think. Maybe the 27th. Somewhere around there. I'd have to double check. But it happens real soon, and if they don't do a rollback on this patch, or at least patch again to fix some of these, which I'm pretty sure they plan to do, it's going to be ugly. I'll be really interested to see what Top 8 looks like. I'll be super interested. I'm definitely going to be watching Evo Japan this year.
Nothing but Eddies and Azucenas.
No, Eddie's not gonna get Eddie's not a very good character. I don't think he's competition worthy. He's a noob stomper. It's just the way that character works. Unless there's a couple of specialists that might turn up, but I genuinely think it's gonna be like Azucena, Drugnov, Fang. I think it's just gonna be those 3 characters, if I'm honest. I think we're gonna see like 4 Drugnovs in top 8 and like 3 Azucenas. I believe this, honestly.
Well, I look forward to it whenever. I mean, I'm probably never picking up fucking Tekken at this point. Too many games. I ain't got time to play
Jun's
fighters.
an online monster. Just saying.
What?
Jun is an online monster.
Yeah, but I don't play Jun.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was the character you were interested in.
You June. I thought you said Jin.
No, Jun. Jun
Okay.
Kazama.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah. But I'm also not good at fighting games, so it doesn't matter if she's a monster or not.
Fair. That is not entirely untrue.
Yeah. So, remember a while back we were super ready for Bloodborne cart to come out, and then Sony came out and was like, whoa, can't do this. Can't do this. You gotta.
I think it was like 6 days before release. It was kind of gross.
Whoa, you can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta change it. You gotta change some stuff. Well, they did. They did go back and change some stuff.
Yeah.
It's now called Nightmare Cart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Its release date is now May 31st, which is pretty cool. It's gonna have 20 racers, 16 maps, legally distinct. Which is just something they wanted to throw in because it's funny. Legally distinct. Full campaign mode with boss fights, so that's pretty cool. And a versus battle mode, so you can go up against people.
This is honestly so cool. I'm super interested to see what they possibly did to change up Gurman and Mikolash, though. Because those were unique. That was a wheelchair and some guy running.
I mean, you have somebody in a wheelchair easily.
Oh no, for sure. I'm sure it doesn't change very much. I'm just curious how much they change. I hope they do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Just to stick it to Sony.
To be fair, I honestly think the bare minimum would just be changing the name and like maybe like 2 or 3 small like things within the game.
Yeah, you just have to change a couple identifiable things about it.
Yeah. Nothing in the game called Yarnum.
True.
Yeah. And then change up the names of other people so like you have like Father Gascoigne and all that stuff. So that'll be pretty interesting. May 31st. If anybody's interested in playing Nightmare Cart, if I recall, it's obviously a free game. So you'll just be able to download it and play.
Soon.
Well, I don't know if I ever had this on my bingo card, all right, for 2024. But apparently the Supreme Commander of Russia, President Vladimir Putin, has put out an order for Russia to create their own video game console since, the rest of the world has cut Russia off from pretty much everything, especially video games. And it's apparently going to be like an analog PlayStation. They call it PlaySpace.
I think this is fucking hilarious. It doesn't even sound real. It sounds like this was an Onion article.
Yeah. They're making an analog of the PlayStation. The console will be called PlaySpace, and it's being created by students of the Don State Technical University. It is built on an Intel Atom X5 processor and will be equipped with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of flash memory. Approximate cost of the PlaySpace will be 47,000 rupees. Or rubles. 47.
I do not know the conversion rate. I'm going to be honest with you.
It is 505 United States dollars.
Oh, it's cheaper than a PS5.
A PS5 is $500
before tax.
Well, I mean, this is probably also before tax.
I'll be honest, I have no idea how tax works over there anyway, so fair enough. Yeah. I won't lie, I just assume America's the only fucking place that doesn't have value-added tax. Where we have to somehow guess at how much we're actually spending.
Oh, when I order stuff from Japan, even if it says like, 21 or like 2,100 yen or something like that, I have to add on like a couple hundred yen just due to tax. So, yeah, that's interesting. I did not have this on my bingo card. But that's good. I mean, like I said, Russia has been cut. Like the people of Russia has been cut off from most of the video gaming world. Due to all the sanctions that have been put on it.
It is something I hadn't considered because I knew that they were being sanctioned really hard, but I didn't realize it was to the point that even getting video games was kind of impossible, which is surprising.
They can't really import stuff over there just due to the sanctions. So that would include
that I understood. If this was just a case of not being able to get physical media, I can understand. I just never considered that they were being cut off digitally as well.
Or they'd have to get the consoles as well. Consoles are physical.
So that's true, but I am going to presume it's been a few years, and I know that it's still a big issue here with the chat of the mid-generation upgrade being potentially very much not necessary. But I am surprised that there were enough people who didn't have it in stock already.
I mean, I just also think they're like cut off like from PlayStation Network and stuff like that.
And that's what I was actually getting at. Like, I didn't recognize that these sanctions probably converted over to the digital side as well, and that they genuinely probably don't have access to any of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty surprising. But I mean, I guess if Putin wants to make a gaming console, that's I'm sure somebody
interested to see what happens with this. If it happens and it is super successful, I'll be interested to see what happens going forward once all of this has been sorted out and once Russia stops being
Russia
what they currently are.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have this on the list, but I totally forgot because I talked about it yesterday. But word has come out. There have been some, I guess leak / updates ish on Persona 6 from a very reliable source on Twitter. Apparently the color theme for Persona 6 is green. As we all know, every Persona series has a color theme.
That's true.
Apparently, they are close to finishing development, and that the next pretty much year and a half will probably be stuck to like QA and localization. Or
what
possibly
messes with me so much about this is the art they used had all of the pro tags. Now, that doesn't sound weird, except Persona's not popular because of all of the pro tags. Persona's popular because of 3, maybe 2, depending on where you started.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the fact that I saw, what was it? It was P51332224 was the order?
Are you talking about
Yeah, there was an anniversary image that they put up.
Or I thought you were talking about
that one.
Oh, this one? Oh, yeah.
So seeing the pro tag for Persona 1, 2, and 2, that was very surprising.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that that means that the rumors of them going back to those 3 games are real, but it certainly gives me hope.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully, does come out pretty soon. This year we obviously have Fantasio Metaphor
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
Which means I assume next year is when Persona 6 will come out. Probably be a fall next year type thing.
I suspect you have hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Which would be pretty cool. I still need to finish Persona 3 Reload, but Persona 6 is definitely something I'm interested in.
I'd be super interested to see like just the first few trailers for it. I wonder which way we go this time.
I understand. Like I understand the plight of Persona 3 fans or whatever. Specifically the ones that want the female protagonist. Right. I need Atlas to finally just make an actual dual protagonist fucking video game. Just so they can honestly
no, they're not gonna do that because it means dealing with localization because of the 2 similar but slightly different scripts and character interactions. And moreover, this is the actual important part, they're always going to sell you the second protag later. And
they've only ever
Persona
sold us the
fans
second protag once.
Persona fans are always going to buy it. I guess Marie isn't a protag.
No, she's not a protag.
Look, it doesn't matter. They're always going to sell you like this.
Not even a playable character.
It's true. She's just an attendant. They're always going to sell you the second side of things because it's guaranteed money. And Atlas isn't a company that actually is super confident, it seems, with their standing. So they are always trying to bleed their consumers pretty dry. Not that it's right, but this is one of the few times that, yeah, I get it. You must just constantly be bleeding money up until like Persona 5 actually caught fire.
Well, I just need them to do it so I quit hearing people complain.
No, and they're never going to. Like at this point, it's precedent. They're just never going to do that.
That's like 95% of the reason I like try not to listen to anything Persona related outside of just playing the games, because everybody's just like, P3 female protag, and I'm like,
so to be fair to them, they remade Persona 3. There really wasn't any reason for them not to just have considered this during the actual process instead of what they clearly did, which was, we're just going to sell them the DLC that brought her in again.
Well, obviously
they just redone the full story at once with both characters in mind. This wouldn't have been a problem, but they wouldn't have been able to make extra. Not if you do it from the beginning.
But if
you plan from the beginning and you actually don't try to break it down, you can get past all of that.
They still have to pay for double the localization because the two stories are different.
True, but instead of trying to put out a second game, essentially.
Oh, but they're not going to do that. I don't think they're actually
Exactly. If they had just done it from the beginning, yeah, you're right. It was going to cost more, but it probably would have been within their power. Sell the game at full price, the $70, and continue to do your DLC rollout as you've done. You'd make it back. Persona's hot right now, and unlike 4 and 5, a lot of people that are super into Persona now may not have played 3. They certainly probably haven't played 1 and 2. So these are like pretty much guaranteed sales, despite being a remaster, a remake.
Well, I felt like they probably were thinking that they could get away with it because they were gonna probably get more newer players who didn't know about the fucking.
Well, that's the problem. That would have been true, but that like completely rules out all the people that know about it that were going to make a big stink. Yeah. The internet doesn't need to have the majority speaking in order to get its point across, and there lies the biggest issue. Because the vocal minority will speak on Twitter.
The one thing that keeps shooting them in the foot is every time they bring out like art, they still use the female protag, even though they do nothing with the female protag. So, like even in this picture, the female protag's there.
I think she's arguably more popular than Dorkin.
Yeah, but she might be more popular just because she's an actual female protagonist in a Persona series.
I don't rule that out. That's entirely possible.
But I still think Dorkin's character is still better.
Character? No. I disagree with you. The story.
Well, I mean, I'm talking. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. The story surrounding the character is better.
Then no argument here.
Yeah, because they don't go through the same thing. So.
That dude's cardboard, and I recognize Reload's probably done a good job of changing.
Well, she's also cardboard too, because she doesn't have a voice either.
No, I'm not talking about voice. Her personality comes through way more in the writing that I remember. Could be that it's been a long time. I could just not be remembering right. Point of fact, the male leads of 4, 5, and frankly 2, because I don't know anything about 1's lead. Super good. Well, they have character. I don't know if they're all good, but they have character.
Well, I don't think Yu has character. I think Yu's also a fucking cardboard.
That's because you only play. Did you play Golden?
I mean, yeah, but I still think that I don't think that their characters actually come through in the choices that you pick.
I disagree. I think you has a bunch of character. I think Joker has the most, which is what makes this really difficult to talk about, because Joker actually has character. Yeah, I've just never been very high on Darkoon. I've always found him to be incredibly boring.
Well, I just don't like silent protags in general, so.
I agree, but we're not allowed to have this because people want to be able to put themselves on every character they play. God forbid we write a narrative about a character. No, it has to be about the player.
I don't understand people self-inserting themselves in the fucking video games. I'm not there to be the character. I'm there to play the character.
Now you say this, but then 14 happens, right? And suddenly MMOs.
No, I don't. I'm not my character.
Fantastic. I don't feel like I'm very happy to hear you say this, because the amount of arguments I got over, no, I'm the Warrior of Light. I'm like, I have never felt like I was the Warrior of Light. Hell, I don't even feel like the Warrior of Light is the protag. That's why we have Alize and Alfino.
I've only ever felt that the character is the Warrior of Light in two cutscenes. All right.
Yeah, that's true. And I know
that is the cutscene right before fighting Nidhogg. All right, and the cutscene at the end of Shadowbringers.
It's really good.
Yeah. Those two are the only ones that I feel like that I sat here and was like, okay, now so my character actually feels like I'm important. Yeah. Outside of that, no. I just feel like we're there along for the ride.
Agreed.
Even in there were points in Endwalker, I guess I kind of felt like that or whatever, but I also kind of felt like the past characters were more the main characters than we were.
Yep.
So, fucking like Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus actually felt more like main characters than we were. So, especially in that the one section in Elpis. So, anyway, I think we've rattled on enough. We don't have any more news this week. I mean, there was a bunch of news that happened like while we were out, but most of you guys have already probably looked at it and was like, oh, that's cool. Everybody and their mother avoiding the week Elden Ring comes out.
DLC.
Both 14 and SMT 5 Vengeance all avoiding Elden Ring DLC. So
smart moves.
Yeah. But yeah. What is the plan for the week, Dollet?
I'm gonna go get bodied in Tekken a couple of times and complain about it very loudly. Past that, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I have a new game on the horizon. I might finally go in and do hard mode stuff in 7, but I'm so easily distracted away from that by group call stuff. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Hard
mode. What 7. About you?
I have no idea. I'm obviously still recovering. I have a slew of games I can play. I can play Dragon's Dogma 2. I can play Rise of the Ronin. I could load up my PS5 again and play the Stellar Blade demo. Which, I mean, Stellar Blade comes out, what is it, the 24th, I think? This month? 24th, 26th?
Yeah, the last week of this month, I think.
Yeah. So, can't wait for that. I've got no idea. Maybe I'll load up Reverie and maybe actually get through that because Daybreak comes out I think in June. So June or July. I don't know. I don't have any idea. I don't want to put my computer through its paces, so I'm kind of hesitant on start loading up Dragon's Dogma. Because I don't want to be playing a game and figure out that I may have fucked up something that Maybe I didn't put enough. What is it? Thermal paste or something, or whatever on it.
Oh,
who knows?
God, I hope that's going to be the case.
It shouldn't be the case. Yeah, it shouldn't be the case. So who knows? Who knows what I'm gonna do? We'll know next week. Actually, we will know next week, and hopefully Leek will be here next week so she can tell us all about the times that she's played Stardew Valley.
We miss Leek too.
I'm pretty sure she was GTA RP fishing earlier today. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Dollet, there's fishing in Stellar Blade.
Okay. There's fishing in near. I guess that checks out.
Anyway, we will see you guys next week, and make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because that's how we know people like this or not. Anyway, next week we will see you.
Be good now. Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely